You guys wanted more Frankenweenie, and I'm trying to deliver. So here's how I think the real Tim Burton theory could work. Hey family members, welcome to the Fangirl. I'm your hostess McGann, and I'm about to fix one of the internet's most annoyingly inaccurate theories, the Tim Burton Theory. It's not a secret that I think this theory is trash, and I already spent a whole video debunking it before, but the gist of that theory is that The Nightmare Before Christmas, Frankenweenie, and The Corpse Bride are all one big story about a guy with his dog. And seriously, the net went wild for this theory when it takes all of 10 seconds to prove it's not true. Meanwhile, I'm here every week trying to give you guys fresh, feasible ideas and... Self-pitying aside though, despite the fact that the Tim Burton theory is junk, there is another way that you could connect these movies. Now my last Frankenweenie video made a big case that the two Victors are related. Well, that and several other characters from Frankenweenie also being in the Van Dort gene pool. You are totally encouraged to go watch that video if you haven't, because that's all I'm gonna say about it here. They're related, the end. But to bring The Nightmare Before Christmas into the fold here, I think I found some clues. Essentially, even though I've also theorized about this, we have no solid proof for what Halloween Town is. It's there, it's creepy, that's it. However, we do know that Halloween Town has some tunnels or portals that connect it to the real world, which is how Jack opened up a gravestone and went home. We can also reasonably assume that Halloween Town is somewhere in America because Jack seems to be serving as Santa Claus in a US setting. And if we look at the few shots with the police station, maybe we could argue that it's set in the 70s or 80s, but that's still a stretch to guess at. Anyways, this all seems to imply that Halloween Town is not like the Land of the Dead. It's in some real physical location, and if we go back over Frankenweenie, I mean, it's peculiar. When Victor's method of reviving animals gets out, all these bizarre and mutated creatures show up all over town. One of them looks exactly like the werewolf in The Nightmare Before Christmas. We also know that Frankenweenie is set in the American town New Holland, and that Victor is not likely to stop tinkering with things now that he knows how they work. You don't really go, haha, I successfully brought my dog back from the dead, now I'm done and retired from science. You get where I'm going with this yet? I believe that Victor Frankenstein did not stop bringing animals back from the dead with Sparky. Maybe he even upgraded and started working on people. But as we saw in the movie, townies don't take well to weird stuff. So what if Victor made creations and then had to make a place to put them? Is it possible that Halloween Town is this crazy Truman Show-esque underground bunker that Victor put together? I mean, maybe not, but let's not rule out the possibility. We also have to consider that there was a Christmas Town, Easter Town, St. Patrick's Day Town? What do they do in there? Get drunk all the time? And there were worlds for every other holiday too. So we could explain all of this away with magic, and who's gonna argue? But who's to say that Victor couldn't have created all those worlds and creatures too? Pause for a second. I'm not saying that Victor created the notion of Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny, but he could have made replicas to make those holidays more real for people. Something like that, if it makes any sense at all. Victor isn't a bad kid, but as he grows up, it's really hard to say where his scientific mind might go. Definitely in some Tim Burton-y direction though, because you don't bring your dog back from the dead to grow up and make potato clocks. So maybe Halloween Town was founded by Victor. Also, if TNBC is set in the 70s, we do know that Frankenweenie predates that by a lot. And I can prove that to you because Bambi is shown over the movie theater as coming soon. As you may already know, Bambi came out on August 21st, 1942. So the timeline does work that Victor could have grown up and been working on projects that he really shouldn't have. We could even argue a case that Victor is Dr. Finkelstein, and he's living in this world he created, making more creatures for it. But I will say that might be too far out there to be accurate, although it does make a good point that we don't really know for sure where the residents of Halloween Town came from, and we do see some being built in the movie, so it is kind of a really big clue. But Victor could have created Finkelstein, and that's just how he sees himself, as in this old mad scientist dude. Or maybe Victor made Finkelstein because he wanted to go off and do other things, but somebody had to kind of keep an eye on Halloween Town. I don't know, but it's fun to consider and think about. So, what do you guys say? Could the real Tim Burton theory be that Victor Von Dort is the great-great-great-great-grandfather of Victor Frankenstein, who went on to create Halloween Town after he got bored working on stray dead animals? Or is the original Tim Burton theory just easier to follow? It might not be reality, but theories are more fun. Definitely in Tim Burton-y directions, though. I mean, you don't bring your dog back from the dead and then go work at Walmart. Definitely in a Tim Burton-y direction, though, because you don't really bring your dog back from the dead and then go make potato clocks. Well, family members, we're almost done, but I want to invite you to hang out with me in some other places. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as my own personal self, and I have a Facebook page too, but I mostly just post photos over there. And sometimes people say, "Hey McGann, I want to mail you something. How do I do that?" Easy. Just click the About tab on my channel page, and my most current P.O. Box info will be right there. I also run another channel, The Family. It's really a hodgepodge channel where we might post anything. Oh yeah, and I also sell shirts and stickers and stuff with the Family and the Fangirl logos. If that is your cup of tea, I have a link in every description of every video. Finally, if you want to help out the Fangirl channel and make sure I'm putting out video essays for years to come, the best way you can help is by subscribing and watching more of my videos, whether they're new, old, whatever. Maybe even share one or two on social media, help spread the word. People who watch to the end of videos like you helps to tell the site, hey, this is a good video, we should recommend it to other people. So if you made it this far, leave me a comment of something like, hey, I made it to the end. Love ya. See you next time, family members. Bye.